कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। In Aranya Kandam, when Rama, Lakshmana and Sita enter the forest, they see the hermitages of the rishis. Though they were asked to live in the forest, Rama personally wanted to serve at the lotus feet of the rishis. He wanted to do Bhagavata Kainkaryam, service to the devotees, and set an example in this world. As he entered the forest, the rishis came and showcased their bodies, their meek, malnourished bodies, for which they said that the demons living in the forest were the cause. They were causing impediments to their austerities and penances. That is when they do Sharanagati at the feet of Rama. Tevayam bhavatarakshya bhavad vishayavasinaha nagarastho vanastho va tvamno raja janeshwaraha. So they say, Tevayam bhavataraksha bhavad vishayavasinaha. We come seek asylum at your feet, Rama. You have to protect us. Rama then says, see, you are all very well trained rishis in mantra shastra. You can yourself fight these demons. To which the rishis say, see, we as rishis have vowed not to use or deploy our anger or channelize the power that we have gained through such austerities, intense austerities, on rendering curses on these demons. This is not what we are meant for. We are to be protected by the Kshatriyas. We see the Mahakshatriya with the Kshatram in him, which is Rama in front of us. So you have to protect us. To which Rama says, see, had you asked while I was the king of Ayodhya or I was the higher apparent of Ayodhya, I would have protected. I was a Kshatriya. Now I am living in the forest. To which the rishis say, Nagarastho vanastho va tvamno raja. Whether it is the forest or the civilized country, you are the king. See, I am just giving you a very mundane example. When there is a law and order problem, or when there is an intense problem, a family faces certain problem, it may go to seeking asylum at the feet of the local police. So finally, let's say it goes to the Honorable Prime Minister of our country. So the Prime Minister may tell the PMO or the concerned authorities or the respective state governments to provide protection to that particular citizen. Done. So the citizen is asking for help. He or she goes to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister takes action. Now imagine the same citizen. Example, a Bharatiya citizen, a citizen with the Indian passport. That particular citizen for a few months has been posted in Iran or Iraq. At that point in time, there is some problem there, and that particular citizen raises the issue with the Indian PM. The Indian PM cannot shrug off. See, you are an Indian citizen, but you have gone to Iran and Iraq. I can't help you. Technically, that person cannot say that, because whether you are the Indian citizen stationed here or you are traveling, if the citizen is an Indian, then you have to protect him or her wherever they are. That is Sharanagata Dharma. Similarly, Rama was not the heir apparent now. Bharata refused to become the heir apparent. So it was only Paduka Devi who was ruling Ayodhya. Later, Rama himself says to Vali in Kishkinda Kandam, and Vali says, "Who are you to question me?" Rama says, "Ikshvakunamiyam bhumihi sashaina vanakanana." All this land where you are also staying belongs to the kings of Ikshvaku dynasty. So it belongs technically to Ayodhya. I have come to supervise if law and order is fine. So he himself uses this rule. Now he cannot shrug off before the rishis his responsibility, stating that I am not the king. Whether this person Rama is in Ayodhya or is in the forest, his duty is to protect the rishis. So the rishis use this particular legal route. They say, Nagarastho vanastho va, whether you are in the Nagara, a city, or Vanam, forest. Tvamno Raja Janeshwaraha, you are the king for all the subjects such as us. That is when the rishis also say, you are like a mother. A mother should protect the children wherever they are. For which Govinda Raja, the commentator, I am quoting him verbatim, Tato atra nyasa nikshepapara paryayaha tasmin nyasamesham tapasam gatirriktamahuhu iti shrutehe prapatyekadhana vayam ityartaha asmat kritam prapattim vyajikritya asman rakshe ityartaha rakshanam atra moksha prapanam eva, says Govinda Raja. He says that ultimately this Sharanagati performed by the rishis, where they sought asylum at Rama's feet, was just not for that petty reason for Rama to fight these demons and get them eliminated. That was of course one cause. But what was the ultimate objective? To seek moksha. Because these rishis have been performing bhakti yoga for ages, probably even births, to get moksha. So this is used as a reason for them to obtain moksham, because the one who is giving moksham, granting moksham, Paramatma, is in Rama's form in front. So when the moksha pradatva reason is at this proximity, why wouldn't they ask? So the commentator says, using this, they have asked moksham. Jangama parijata. Dandaka tapovana jangama parijata, says Vedanta Deshika. Very interesting term. Parijatam is a flower. We would have come across Parijata, Harana Champu. All these are works in Krishnavatara. Parijatam is a pushpam, a flower. It has many attributes. I am not getting into the qualities of Parijata Pushpam. Parijata Pushpam comes from the Parijata Vriksham, which has got a creeper called Kalpalata or Kalpaka. You must have heard of this name, Kalpaka, Kalpalatika, Latika, Lata means creeper. So this creeper goes around this tree called Parijata Vriksham. So Parijata Vriksham is essentially a combination of the tree, branches, leaves and Parijata Pushpam with Kalpakam. So it's also called Kalpaka Vriksham. This is generally associated with Indra's capital, Amaravati. What is it famous for? It is said that it was lost once and was gained back when the churning of the ocean happened. What is so special about this Kalpalatika, Kalpalata, Parijata Vriksham? It is a wish-yielding creeper, a wish-yielding tree. You ask something, it will grant. But it may not grant moksham. It may grant whatever mundane materials you want. You want a very good laptop, it will grant you. You want a very good camera, it will grant you. You want the recent AirPods, it will grant you. All this it will grant. But moksham it cannot grant. So we need a Parijata Vriksham which grants moksham too. Then that the only Parijata Vriksham that can grant moksham is Paramatma, who is now Rama. So Rama is essentially treated as the moksha giving Parijata Vriksham, because Parijata Vriksham doesn't give moksham. But Rama is that Parijata Vriksham that grants moksham. But will Vriksham move? Will a tree move? Generally trees don't move. Maybe a sunflower may change its position, but it doesn't move. But we need moksham. But we are very lazy people. We will not go and perform activities to get moksham. If at all I want moksha, God has to come himself and grant me moksha. So the rishis were in the forest. They had never ventured to go to Ayodhya. But Rama himself came out of his own accord to the forest, met the rishis and granted moksham to them. So, Rama is first of all not the ordinary Parijata Vriksham, because ordinary Parijata Vriksham will grant everything but moksha. So, Rama is a special Vriksham that grants moksha. He is all the more special because he is a mobile Vriksham. He grants moksham and he also walks. So, he is a wish-yielding Parijata Vriksham that grants moksham and walks. So, he is a mobile Parijata Vriksham. So, Vedanta Deshika says, Dandaka Tapovana Jangama Parijata, the one who was a mobile Parijata Vriksham. Now, whatever events have happened till now and what is going to happen, the great poet, the devout person to Lord Krishna of Guruvayur in Kerala, called as Narayana Bhattattiri, in his Narayaniyam summarizes this in one shloka. Shrutva putrarthakhinnam khalu bharatamukhat swargayatam swatatam tapto datvambutasmai nidadhita bharate padukam medinim cha atrim natva dagatva vanamati vipulam dandakam chandakayam hatva daityam viradham sugatika kamalayas charubho sharabhangim. How he met up with the rishis, the last few incidents of Ayodhya Kandam and then the first few incidents of Ayodhya Kandam, Narayana Bhattadri beautifully summarizes. Now, the three of them, after having assured the rishis, because the rishis sought asylum from the demoniac forces, Rama said, don't worry, I am here to protect you. Do not worry at all. He granted Abhaya Pradhanam to them and Rama, Lakshmana and Sita continued walking. As they were walking, they faced the first notable incident of their lives. The first kidnap that happened of Sita. On a lighter vein, Sita is one of the most kidnapped characters in Ramayanam. Like how Draupadi is in Mahabharatam. Here, Sita was kidnapped for the first time. How did that happen? While Rama, Lakshmana and Sita were walking, one after the other, a demon called as Viradha, he came and abducted Sita. Sitaya sahaka kutstha tasmin ghora mrigayute dadarsha girishringabham purushadam mahasvanam gabhiraksham mahavaktram vikatam vikatodaram bhibhatsam vishamam dirgham vikritam ghora darshanam. To look at, he was not like one of those normal human beings. Ghora darshanam. It would make the eyes huge. If you look at him, you will be surprised, even shocked. Gabhiraksham mahavaktram, huge face. Vikatam vikatodaram, huge stomach. Bibhatsam vishamam dirgham, bibhatsam. Looking at him itself will give vibhatsa, disgust. What is he? Whether it is right to look at somebody's looks and make fun is another question. But it was unavoidable because he looked very different. What did he do? He was thinking, looking at these three people walk. I have seen so many rishis, all malnourished, weak rishis. But these men look so handsome, well built, broad chest, thin hip, long arms, face giving radiance, jata. You've got a beard. These men look so well built. Who could these men be? He wondered. And what caused him a bigger surprise was, they looked like rishis, ascetics. And they are wearing these valkalam and all these materials which go well with ascetics. And how is this very well dressed lady coming with them? She is wearing silk clothes, she is wearing dazzling jewellery. Who could this lady be? Katham tapasayorvam cha vasaha pramadaya saha adharma charinau papau kauyuvam munidoshakau aham vanamidam durgam viradho nama rakshasaha. Viradha was his name. Radha in Sanskritam means love, affection. Viradha means he was bereft of love. Probably we see him as a demon, but he might have been one of those forest dwellers, orphaned, abandoned by the parents. So he has never seen love in his life. He may be attracted to people, but he has never seen love. So he didn't have a very civilized, cultured, seasoned way of behaving with people. So looking at Rama, looking at Lakshmana, looking at this well-decked Sita, he had a thought. So he came forcefully and abducted her right in front of the eyes of Rama and Lakshmana. How was Sita afflicted because of the sudden kidnapping incident? She looked like a banana tree that was caught in a storm. Many of the Rasikas who belong to the north of India may not be relating yourself much to the banana concept, because these banana trees, using materials of banana trees, eating on a banana leaf, consuming the banana stem, making vadas out of the banana flower, making sabji out of the raw banana, all this is very common or prominent in the south of India. I am not saying the north of India is not aware of it. Now that we have different cuisines throughout the country, maybe a lot of you are aware, but technically it is not very well known in the general public. But how did Valmiki, sitting in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar region, write about this? So our rishis had a very good understanding of geography. See, today we come across many storms and cyclones that are formed in the Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, that advance towards the land regions, the coastal region. And if it comes in the southern coast, it causes immense damage to the plantations, especially the banana plantations. So Valmiki, when he describes Sita, who was shocked, shell-shocked to see a fierce-looking demon abducting her by force, she was like a banana tree that is caught in a storm. See, what is the example Valmiki gives? Sita prave pitodvegat pravate kadaliyatha. So as she started and she was being carried away, she cried for help. And as she cried for help, Rama and Lakshmana, who were noticing this, they were running behind. They also said, stop, stop. Did he stop? Next episode. Dear Astika reader, I am happy to be authoring a 2-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.